Good morning. How's everyone doing this morning? I hope you are doing well. And moving on to other things, but let me see. Moving on to other things and doing other things, I wanted to share with some of you who don't have a lot of time, but you want to eat meals that are substantial and taste just like homemade. And for those of you, like I said, who are working and you want something that is, you know, filling and wholesome, but you don't have the time to invest in making them. And this is something that I learned from a friend of mine, not from my mom, because my mom didn't believe in cooking stuff from the can. But what I did learn from a friend of mine was this was like I was in my 20s, was dressing up canned food. And there's a way to dress up a lot of canned foods that make it taste like you spent all day making it. And so this will be a short recipe for you to be able to do that. First of all, I think my mom used salt pork, but I use bacon for this because it cooks quicker. So what you have to do is chop up some onions and some bell pepper and and a strip of bacon. Cut the bacon into about 4 or 5 pieces, something like that, and boil it just until the bacon is, you know, cooked. You don't want no raw. And you let it sit there and simmer for a minute. Then you drain the can of black eyed peas and you wash them off. You don't want any of the juice that's in the can and strain it. And then put it put them into that water and let it cook for about 10, 15 minutes so that all of the juices can get into it and everything. And you'd be surprised um, once it's done, you'd be surprised how much it tastes like homemade. The other way to do it is to sear, cook the bacon, and then sear the bell pepper and the onions in a frying pan. Hi, Mysterious Mermaid. Put it in a frying pan and let the vegetables cook and sear and put that in some olive oil and then put the bacon in there as well. And once you do that, then put like, I'd say maybe a quarter of a cup of water. And after you do that, then you can put your seasonings in it, your salt, your pepper, and take the black eyed peas out of the can again, rinse them off and strain them. And then at that point, after you do that, you pour them into the frying pan and add a little bit more water so that you can have some of the juice. Either way, whether in a frying pan or a stovetop pot, you will have black eyed peas. Oh, I'm sorry, Mysterious Mermaid. You don't like them? Oh, I'm sorry. Um, Maybe if you try this way, you might like them. This is the way, we make them anyway. And you put a little bit of in either way you prepare it, put a little bit of sugar in it, and that brings out more of the flavor. Now, you know, Miss Mysterious Mermaid, that you're supposed to eat some black eyed peas every New Year's for good luck, right? That's why you can't find none around the holidays. So, okay, only a spoonful. Okay, you're covering all the bases. That's good, huh? But I was sharing this for people who work and don't have time to prepare something like this. And I'll be doing more of this because this was something I had to learn to do when I was working and that sort of thing to make things that are wholesome and make them quicker. But you can do the same thing with greens in the can and so on. And honestly, when you do use this method, it tastes just like homemade and it is delicious. Otherwise, you can cook it on the stove, cook them on the stove top or cook them in a crock pot. But if you're looking for something quickly, this is the way you do it. Now, another way to do it is to actually cook it in a crock pot for about, you know, 4 hours till they're tender, using all the same ingredients. But then you also put, when you do that, you also put, you'll have enough. I have a six quart crock pot, and once you put everything into the crock pot, once it's cooked and finished, you can freeze about 4 freezer bags full of it so that when you want to have something wholesome but you don't have time, you can actually just thaw them out in the microwave and heat them up and you're done. But like I said, a lot of ways, the quicker way out of the can, it will taste exactly the same. But please try that, hon, because do you make your own or do you just eat them out the can or how do you do it? Because um, if you just do it right out the can, it's not going to have that taste. I've even tasted the seasoned ones by Glory. They're okay, but it's just not the same as when you put all of your own ingredients into it. But if you're a working person, you do need to figure out a way to cut corners. Um, I know someone. No, honey, I don't eat okra. Felicia Thee Hi. I've never ever eaten okra. Yeah, that's what my mother did too, and that's what I like to do. But like I said, I'll put them in the crock pot because I do have the time. But when you don't have time, and you want something quicker, um, that way you can have something there. But if you put them in the crock pot, Mysterious Mermaid, like I said, whatever it is, you can make four, pick a day to do all this, make, get like 4 or 5 freezer bags full of them, and you just pull them out. Hi, just lovely. No, Felicia Fee, no okra for me. I saw okra as a child and I said, I'll never eat any of that. I just didn't like the look of it. Now, on the contrary, most of my family members and relatives love it. They like it fried or something like that, but I just can't eat it. You know, how are you doing? Just lovely. So, this is a good way for you all to be able to um, enjoy life too. Sometimes you don't want to spend all your life cooking, but if you learn some of the shortcuts, you can make something quickly and still eat healthy and eat whole foods, you know. And that's important what we eat, especially now with this pandemic. We have to eat as good as we can and as naturally as we can. So I don't particularly like canned food just straight from the can. I do have to doctor it up. And this is a way to do this and with greens. So I'll be able to, I'm going to come back on with some more time saving recipes for you all because, you know, I learned a lot when I was working and trying to get a lot of other stuff done as well. Plus, I had a business on the side and, then family time. I had to help with homework and all this sort of stuff. So sometimes you have to pace yourself. And like I said, I know someone who on Sunday goes, takes, well, Sunday or Saturday, I forget which one, they cook all of their meals for the next week because they have work long hours. and they get up, say like for Sunday dinner, they get up at 7 in the morning or 6 in the morning and start making Sunday dinner. But there's a lot of ways to save time so you can enjoy life. And that's what you work to live. You don't live to work. So you have to figure out ways to shorten that time and still eat properly, and that's good for you. Felicia P, um, I like either fried chicken or roast beef with mine, you know, and sometimes I put it over rice, you know, and yeah. And for cleaning silver jewelry, um, you won't believe this, but there's two ways you can buy some of that stuff you clean it with and get a towel and clean it, one of the jewelry towels, or with someone who had an antique store taught me because we'd come across a lot of sterling. They would they showed me how you can do it with, believe it or not, ashes. There's something in the ashes that can clean silver. I tried it a couple of times on some very old silver, and it did work. But I would get some of the uh, silver jewelry cleaning. You can get those at jewelry supply stores. Just lovely. Yeah, Miss Valerie, get you some black eyed peas, hon. Because I tell you what, right around New Year's, you won't be able to find any. Okay. And because of the pandemic, a lot of the dried peas and beans are being hoarded up by people. And I was lucky to get a package of them because I went into one store and there was nothing in there, no black eyed peas at all. Most of the dried beans and peas were lima beans, they were gone. So if you're going to get it now for whenever you want to use it. So, yeah, but just try and save some time, hun. All of you guys, learn to make time to enjoy life. You don't want to spend a lot of time over the stove cooking if you're a working person, but if you have it there and you can make it right quick, that would be the best thing. I'm always for making things from scratch. But again, if you don't have the time to do it, then that takes time out of your life. All right, everyone, that's all I wanted. I've been wanting to do this, but as you know, other stuff came up, and I have been meaning to do this for a couple of weeks now. You know, yeah. Well, Felicia, go to places like Safeway and Fry's. You should be able to find dried butter beans because, um, I saw some, but I didn't want any. But people are hoarding up food, so you need to be aware of that. If you're going to get some things like that, get them now. All right, everyone, have a beautiful Sunday. Bye bye. And Miss Valerie, 4040, thank you for coming in.